Hey, yeah, I'm back live again. I just coming around just to talk about a couple of issues today that I just have been bombarded with over the last couple of days. Really been bombarded with a lot of foolishness. I think we all have. They say it's Mother's Day weekend. They got Roe versus Wade and all this stuff. Um, we got a lot of things going on. I just don't think that people really understand the synopsis of what's really going on here. I think they're looking at it from um, a for lack of a better word, emotional standpoint. So, and when you look at it from an emotional standpoint, you cloud your logic. So when you cloud your logic, you don't know how to handle this situation. hmm So you got to understand how to handle these situations. And if you don't handle situations, you soon perish. And I think the Bible says we perish from lack of knowledge as well. Um, Let me call this guy. See if I can get him on as well. Um, Maybe a welcome site to call him. Trying to get a couple of people on to talk about this thing. Legal terms wise as well. As well. So hold on for a minute. I'll try to get him in. Nope. Yeah, well, I got him in. Mm, Let me see. Let's see how it works. Put this in my private chat. Yeah. Hey, what's going on,
Hey, what
brother? How
up?
you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing? I'm
Not bad.
doing
How you doing?
fine. I'm doing fine.
Good.
hmm I'm doing fine. I'm just sitting here trying to get a couple of people on. And,
Okay.
Frank Nitty said he was coming on, and um, I even dug into the wheelhouse for Sakima Bay. So I'm really going way off the script. And sometimes I call what they call these emergency public service announcements. I'm sure you've been around because I called you at 6:20, and you know that's the
Yep.
way it goes, or whatever
So
time
we
I call. So,
but
but that
we're
being
here.
said, that's how
We're
it
here
goes.
now.
I'm kind of impromptu, but
Right.
been reading a lot of stuff, and what they say it's Mother's Day weekend or whatever. So I found I was kind of curious. They talking about Mother's Day weekend, but they talking about Roe versus Wade. Like, well, you ain't even talking about no, you ain't even talking about that much abortion this week if you got Roe
I
versus,
wouldn't think so. Yeah.
because you,
Being
you got to make
mothers.
sure you get that money.
Oh yeah.
You got
Oh,
to
it's
buy.
all about the Benjamins.
Yeah, it's
All
all
about
about
the
the money.
Benjamin when it breaks down to it.
They said the average person was spending $245
That's ridiculous.
on Mother's Day gifts. Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing?
What's going on, gentlemen?
I
What's
don't
going
know.
on?
What's going on? I gotta make sure I get this line straight because I gotta have some. I want some people to call in today
Okay,
uh,
cool.
as well. Give out their honest opinion on things here. Um, yeah, but how you doing, Bishop? Go ahead and announce your information though while I'm at it. Go ahead and announce your information. Can you hear me?
You said me?
Come on, Bishop. Can't hear you. Talking to Bishop. Hey, Maybe he had to come out and come back in. I don't know. Well, yeah, Frank, you go ahead and answer your information when he comes on.
Yeah, man. Well, y'all can catch me on. How y'all doing, man? By the way, you catch me on YouTube. At x Frank Nitty XX. Or you could also hit me up on Instagram, man. At Jones Frank Frank Jones 8115, man. So appreciate it, man. If y'all follow me on there, definitely on this YouTube, and like and subscribe to the channel, man. I really appreciate that. Oh yeah, thanks BJ for letting me plug my stuff. Oh yeah.
I can't hear him though. Let me call him and see what's going on here.
Yeah, Bernard.
Yeah, what's going on?
I hear you now. Okay.
Yeah, got it. Okay, gotcha. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay,
Can you
good.
hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I can hear you now. I was
Okay.
saying, go ahead and shout out your information while I'm on it.
Okay, well, every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have Real Talk with the G-Man on Blog Talk Radio. Our conversations are very compelling and very enlightening, sometimes controversial, but nevertheless, you will learn, you will be educated, you will be enlightened as to what's going on in this nation, what's going on with Black America, and then what's going on around the world. We're at a crossroads right now, and so we deal with topics that will bring you an understanding as to where we are and hopefully where we're going in a positive direction. Right now, I don't know about the positive direction, but we're at a crossroads, and we have to decide what the destiny of our nation will be for the future. We can't rest on our laurels. We have to move forward, or else we'll find ourselves moving backward into the abyss if we don't watch it. So we deal with these types of topics every single week, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Blog Talk Radio. Let me give you the number, our call-in number. Let me see what it is, because I changed up recently from one platform to not one platform, but from one account to another. So we look forward to seeing you. My brother Bernard is one of our regular guests, as well as so many others. Frank Nitty is a guest of ours. Victor, we have Victor C, and who has his program on every Sunday at 7:30. He'll be on tomorrow night. We also have so many people, Bianchi, and so many others that drop by. My wife, Teresa, and some others. My sister, Rhonda, are some of the regular guests. L.A. Kaiser, she's another of our regular guests, and so many others that drop by from time to time that add their wisdom and their knowledge and the information that they have with us. So we invite you to be a part of Real Talk with the G-Man every Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on Blog Talk Radio. You can find me on Facebook, simply Gerald Scott. My image, I have a cartoon now, an animated image of myself. It still looks somewhat like me, gray hair and the like. You can find me there. You can find me on Twitter. I'll give you some of that information. You can find me on Instagram, gman0751. Twitter is Bishop GW Scott. You can even find me on TikTok, Gerald Scott 1951. These are some of the social media platforms you can find me at, as well as Facebook. And so we invite you to just tune in and be a part of the experience.
All right, I'm just gonna say mine right now while I'm gonna say this right here. So you got King BJ Johnson YouTube, which you're on right now, kingbjmedia.com. Actually it's probably it should be 4. I don't know where Shaq's at. Matter of fact, I'm gonna call him. But you got some other stuff too. kingbjmedia.com, kingbjfitness.com, 1987 BJ Twitter, Cash App $1919 BJ, and Instagram Bernard1121 and King BJ Fitness 32. Let me call Sky Shack, get on and we got to roll because actually I'm going to open up the line this time. I'm going to interact with me today. They told me I wasn't being personal enough.
Oh, okay.
And or is it punctual enough? I don't know. A lot of stuff going on in the world. Actually, I was trying to get a woman on here so she could give her talk on it. But nevertheless, that's either here or there. So the call-in number is 571-450-0773. We're gonna talk about this Roe versus Wade thing. But if anybody wants to call in and talk about it, feel free to jump in. Now just move the phone. But unfortunately, I can only answer one call at a time, so that's the way it goes. I could give my personal number.
You got a little bit of an echo. A little bit of an
Hey,
echo.
Frank.
You got a little bit of an echo going on right now.
I don't have no window open.
Yeah, I don't hear no echo.
I don't have no window open. So I don't know why I got echo. Maybe that. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, where you at, man? I got it. So, like I said, I'm gonna open this up and let people call in. 971-450-0773. But let me get the topic at hand. Okay. So, as you know, they're out there protesting the Supreme Court Justice Holmes. They're doing all this type of stuff. But I don't think it's really necessary. It's not necessary. And I don't understand. Well, I do understand it. But the law of Roe versus Wade says what? I think it says that it goes back to the states. Now, the majority of the states they wouldn't ban abortion, but they would very hard. So this is not a political issue, but because it's midterm season, they got to throw out all the hammers in it. But the majority of people are these women. They either homosexual, they're feminists, or they have no children like Kamala Harris. So it's actually crazy, a woman who has no children tell a woman what to do with their own body. And when I told Bishop last week that Emily's list was the one pushing this abortion stuff, and then next day you see 2 days later you see Kamala Harris with the thing, we are Emily sitting right in front of you. And they donated money to Democratic candidates. They're just doing it right out. So it is what it is. But I just look at it like I just haven't seen as much foolishness. You know,
I get so tired of that Kamala Harris. I really do. I mean, she gets so riled up about something like this. And yet she's supposed to be the czar of the southern border. She hadn't even been down there maybe once or twice. She doesn't even talk about it. She doesn't address the issue. I mean, she gets riled up about certain things that are politically advantageous for her. That's what it is. It's an opportunity for her to shine, I guess, and be bold about things. The things she should be getting bold about, she takes a low profile about. And yet something like this, she's all riled up. She was ranting and raving just today or yesterday when she addressed the issue. I mean, she was, they don't never, no. So it's crying and all that, you know. Everything is just so political now. There's no issue now that does not have some political aspects to it because they want it like that. It's all designed. It's all purposely done. It's all staged. She should have been given the Oscar this year for Best Actress because she is nothing but an actress. She's uninformed. She doesn't know anything. For a district attorney and an attorney general and a senator at one point in her life, she really doesn't show any special insight or whatever. She doesn't remember. She has to read from a script. She doesn't do well when she has to speak off the cuff. She gets fumbling and jumbling, and you don't even know what she's talking about. This is the most mixed up administration I've ever seen. When you look at the both of them, our president and our vice president, I tell you, I mean, it's a wonder we're still around as a nation at all. And we still have, what, 3 more years of this? I tell you, I don't know what the future holds for us. And I mean the immediate future. I ain't talking about no 50 years from now. I'm talking about the next couple of years. If it's going in the direction that it's going now, it's almost a Civil War type of atmosphere. It really is a Civil War type of atmosphere. There's a great divide now. Biden came in talking about in his inauguration, he's going to bring the people back together. There's going to be unity. There's going to be oneness. I don't see any of that. In fact, I think it's worse now than ever before. People talk about Trump. This nation is so split, so divided, to the point that, it's really at a powder keg level. It won't take much of a match to set this thing really off.
Damn, I agree. He said a powder keg. I agree, y'all.
Yep, I really do. We're threatening Russia. We're going into that thing with the Ukraine. We're gonna fight. It's not even our war. But what are we in it for? What are we pushing for? There's too many fronts here. There's too many fronts. You got that thing. You got that thing going. You got the Supreme Court going. You have so many things coming here to and fro and everywhere. I mean, I really am afraid for our posterity, our children, our children's children. And I'm going to tell you the truth, myself, because this stuff's going to come quickly, very quickly. I know Bernard has been talking about the biblical references of Revelation. He says coming quickly, not over a long stretch of time. We're closer to the end now than ever before. And I don't mean this nation. I mean this world system. We're closer to the end now than ever before. And it may even happen in our lifetime. And I'm 70. It certainly may happen in mine. Because we're on the verge of catastrophe. If we do this one little thing wrong, move in one little direction wrong, make a wrong decision, that's how close we are to catastrophe. We're threatening a nuclear power. It's not the same as Afghanistan. It's not the same as Syria. It's not the same as Iraq. It's not the same as Somalia. It's not the same as Libya. This is a nuclear power that even eclipses our own. They have more nuclear weapons than the United States. And we're courting with them talking about we're going to bring them down. We're going to crush Russia. What kind of talk is that? What kind of talk for the Ukraine? We better watch it. Because we really think Putin is what we think he is. He's going to take this for so long, and then he's going to do something that may set this thing off.
You're right.
This rhetoric is very dangerous. This stuff is very dangerous. And I don't know what the point is, because if there's a nuclear war, I mean a real serious nuclear war, there's not gonna be no winners. Let me tell you, it's not gonna be a winner. It's not going to be. It can't be. This world will be devastated. All the administrations and all the regimes and all the dictators and all the democracies and all the other order monarchies and everything else will be destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
We better watch how we talk and what we say and what we do, because we're at that point of no return. We can't even imagine it because we've never seen it before. A nuclear war between two nuclear powers never has happened. When we dropped the bomb on Japan, they didn't have no nuclear weapons. It was never nuclear versus nuclear. This will be the first time in history. World War III will be the worst of all the world wars. It'll make the other world wars look like nothing, like a backyard fight. Because it's going to be neutron bombs, A bombs, hydrogen bombs, all kinds of bombs. You don't know what this is going to look like. We can't even imagine. See, it's so far in a almost like a science fiction kind of thing. But we know what the nuclear weapons can do. We got bombs that can destroy people and leave the houses standing. That's the neutron bomb. It won't destroy the houses and the buildings. It'll destroy people. All kind of weapons. You ain't seen nothing about tanks and bazookas. That ain't nothing. That's small change stuff. Drones and all that. That's small change compared to nuclear weapons. Be careful, hearts. Be careful.
That's right. Be careful.
In the last days today.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's pretty interesting what you're saying there. You know, I like what you're saying.
A neutron bomb, those bombs don't distinguish between what your race is. Once it hits your town, everybody in the town gonna die. Black, white, Native American, Latinos, whatever other thing you are, or think you are, or a combination of all. Everybody's going down when the bomb hits. It don't discriminate. Doesn't discriminate at all.
Yeah.
And when the bomb drops, it don't take one little town or one little city. It takes states, the East Coast, the West Coast. The East Coast from Maine to Florida, West Coast from Oregon and Washington down there to California, and all the states in between. And you know we're going to be one of the first ones. Virginia, right next to Washington, D.C., Pennsylvania, the history of Pennsylvania, the first capital and all that stuff, Liberty Bell, we're going to be one of the first ones hit. This is where the seat of government lies, right here in this East Coast. Washington, D.C. With Washington's hit, that's going to affect you and me, Bernard. You know Virginia's going to be hit too. Pennsylvania, that's too close to Washington, D.C. All that's going down. New Jersey, Maryland, Delaware, that's all going down, baby. That's going down. And with that going down, we go down. That's where I live. That's where Bernard lives, Virginia. So they hit Washington, D.C. Virginia's going to be hit. Maryland's going to be hit. New Jersey's going to be hit. Delaware, New York, Pennsylvania. At that moment Washington's hit, it'll explode in all those areas. In the East Coast, they're going to. In the West Coast, they're going to try to hit California, Los Angeles, anybody in that little area, New Mexico, Nevada, Utah, going up this pike, Oregon, Wisconsin, Washington State. This ain't no joke, honeys. There's no joke.
But she did say that. She did say that the U.S. can go by the way of California. She did say that.
It will. Those are the setup in Pennsylvania, and where you live, Bernard, Washington D.C., Virginia, Arlington, Annapolis. Those are all the Navy bases, all the center of our powers in that place. The Capitol, the White House. They're going to certainly be targets.
Right.
Richmond is a major port. All those places are going to be hit. That are important to history, that are important to government, that are important to politicians. Those are the states and those are the people that's going to be hit first. And then it's going to expand. You know, all the other states will be hit eventually, but those are going to be the first targets. And if they hit Washington, D.C. and the White House and all that, all of us are going down. It's not
Mm.
going to be limited to the White House, not a nuclear bomb. They drop it on the White House. All of us on the East Coast going down, and certainly the states I just mentioned, from New York all the way to Virginia, at least. In North Carolina, that's right in your backyard. South Carolina's right in your backyard. One bomb hitting in Washington will wipe us all out.
Mm-hmm.
And we worrying about some little dumb stuff that is important to you, but ain't really important to the larger scheme of things. And we're ignoring something that is happening undercurrent.
Mm.
And then
You're
you
right
talk
about
about the
that.
domestic stuff that's happening in our country. Inflation, these fires on food storage places, gasoline prices, rents going up, food's going up, empty shelves in the supermarkets. That's domestic.
You're right.
All this stuff is happening at the same time. That's what I'm saying. We're at the verge domestically and internationally that could end this whole thing before you wake up tomorrow morning. That's how close it is.
He's right.
Before you wake up tomorrow morning, this may be your last day. Your last full day here. You just don't. That's how close we are to the end.
Hey, look, let me let
Fine.
What's up, Shaq? How you doing?
Hey, Shaq.
Peace, peace.
Mm-hmm. Let me bring this number one more time. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What up, Bishop?
Hey, Shaq. Hey, make it up, buddy.
I'm good. Hey,
I was on my
I
little
was liking
soapbox a
them
little bit, though.
little shorts you and your wife were doing on Facebook, man.
Yeah. We're doing little skits. We're doing our little skits on Facebook. You gotta laugh sometimes, Shaq. Can't take
Oh, believe
everything
me,
so
I know.
seriously all the time. We're in a serious situation, but we can't be filled with fear and anxiety. What's going to happen is going to happen. We just got to get ourselves together, get ourselves ready. Because
Well, that's good. There's one thing about me. I don't have any fears. So that's pretty good.
That's what I'm saying. You can't.
You know why?
Why that?
Because fear is false evidence appearing real.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
But
And most things you don't. But let me say something. Let me say something to people. And this is just real talk. People get upset. They get upset. It is what it is, right? So a lot of people say a lot of times they're confident, right? Well, I call it pseudo confidence. Like I've had people. I've had people that have say things. I just want to say in life.
Y'all hear it? Hey, hold up, Noah. Do you hear the echo?
I hear it, man, but I can't do nothing about it.
Okay, let me go out and come back in.
It ain't
I'm
me.
gonna put myself on mute on my.
Can you hear me? Yeah,
I can hear you. I'm gonna close my mic to see if that helps.
I think sometimes people need validation too much, and it's really not necessary. Stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, that's what I'm saying. Stuff like that. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying about people. You need to have confidence all the time. Never fear, because that's when you panic. That's what I always say.
we got to allow things that we have no control over to bring that fear into us. I mean, live your life. I mean, try the best you can. Try to do the things that will alleviate fear. Because in my mind, I mean, I'm not filled with anxiety. I mean, people talk about even with the cold, even with the pandemic and all the things that we deal with on that, My thing is, I've never known a human being not to die sometime. So that's inevitable. No matter what it is, a bomb hitting the city, a disease hitting our lives in some way, devastating our lives. I don't know a person that's left here. I don't know of anyone. I know the Bible talks about Enoch and Elijah, being transported and translated, but I don't know. I've never met nobody that didn't die. And even the Bible tells us that it's appointed to man to die. We have to die. So, we live until we die. We do the best that we can. We try to leave our mark on the earth. We try to help somebody in the meantime. Try to encourage somebody along the way. Try to allow our light to shine for somebody walking in darkness. But, if you're trying to dodge death, if you're trying to outrun the grim reaper, that's a futile effort. That ain't gonna happen. So live while you have life. Do all that you can do that will bring a positive result to somebody else's life. And then when it's over, it's over.
That's right. Mm-hmm. That's 100% right, Bishop. Chaq, go ahead. You in?
Hello? Is it better now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, you know what? Like I said, man. You know what? You know what I always talk about, man. Accountability. We got to. Hey, this is the time when everybody has got hands on deck. What your skills is.
Hold on one second. Hold on. Let me shout this number out one more time. Maybe Pioneer code me. 571-450-0773. Then maybe I get Pioneer opinion on the Roe versus Wade thing. I don't want to put the StreamYard in the chat because I don't want anybody to know because I already hear echo and I don't want these idiots to be the wrong thing to come out. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But yeah, call it. If you want to call in, he can call that number too because he got some good stuff he's saying in this chat. But go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm just getting in. Yeah, so is I'm commenting on the Roe versus Wade or just everything going on?
Comment on everything, but yeah, comment on Roe versus. Matter of fact, you know what? I already talked about Roe versus Wade. I was hoping a woman called in. Comment on. Me and you had a thing. Okay, that's cool. Don't worry about it then. Somebody else might call in. But nevertheless, and besides, this ain't actually my real phone number. This is like a text now thing. So I can get rid of this number anytime.
Right. The Google number, huh?
Yeah, like this is my text now number, right away. But anyway, let's get to the real deal. Go ahead. I want you to explain because we did want to say something. Me and Frank talked about this Kevin Samuels thing. And I can tell you, I don't give a damn about Kevin Samuels. That is neither here or there. But I was surprised some of the comments people made out there. And I understand why, but I also think I wanted to say about Kevin Samuels. Me and a friend of mine from Texas talking about it today. Well, he's not from Texas, he's from here, but we talked about this. I want you to listen.
Yeah,
I want you to listen. Talking about it. Because Kevin Samuels started off talking about the men, right? Then he started talking about the women. And when he started talking about them, that's when he got. And I ain't looking for Kevin Samuels' advice for real. He might have said a few true things here or there, right? But another brother called me there and he said, while he didn't really agree with him, he wouldn't have got on the line bashing him because he was like, that gives them propaganda for the media, and he said that should be kept on in an inner circle, but don't go calling on lines and phone numbers to discuss him like that. So I had to listen to 50,000 different angles of this thing. I mean, just, you know. So some people hate him, some don't like him, whatever. That might be your problem. I didn't even watch him that much to know, because somebody like that, I'm not really listening to him anyway for too much. I'm not going to listen to the whole show of Kevin Samuels. But I do find it mighty peculiar, and I do think this guy has some Illuminati ties or something like that, definitely, because of the way this thing went down. Also, they say he got with a white woman. So I'm looking at every angle here. But I will say that some of it was gossip, and some of it was like, okay, fine. So the things that a lot of men didn't talk about, he didn't say anything that to me really enlightening, because we already knew it, right? We've been talking about this thing, so I ain't giving him that much praise, right? But what I'm saying is I would not have probably called to express, you know, death on him, because I said, like, we looked at it like, a lot of men looked at it like this. Hey, you said what you said, we just gonna tune your ass out. See, that's what I said. We don't mind Trump. And we got great women too that looking at Kevin Samuels saying, so I'm not, but the ones that called on these shows, man, I wouldn't be surprised if a good 50% of them is the same ones supporting Roe versus Wade. I'm just telling you. And matter of fact, let me take that back, actually, because a lot of women that support Roe versus Wade, talking about us now, not nobody else, don't even know the law, never read the law, because if you read the law, you clearly wouldn't have the same you wouldn't have the same reservation you had. I do think he's an agent. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure he was an agent. I just say I'm not gonna celebrate his death, but I'm not praising him either.
You know what? Whether he was an agent or not, whether he was right or wrong, people participated, right? It was a necessary conversation, whether the way his tone was or whether the rhetoric in the conversation, people was they was what's the word I'm looking for? Willingly participants, right? Whether they falsified his numbers or not. We did see videos of people actually calling into his show and trying to ask him questions and getting away. Most people was trying to troll or whatever. And then from my point of perspective, he trolled them back, right? What we talked about, Bernard, that it's accountability. People don't want to be held accountable. When people ask for certain advice and questions, you know what I mean, for certain situations that's going on in our lives. Then when you get some resolution or somebody to give you some type of resolutions, you're still unsatisfied with that. So there's no satisfying people at this age, Bernard and Bishop and Frank. People just at this level, people are just unsatisfiable at this point, because they ask for guidance, they ask for leadership. Then when you get it, you find all the other ways to pick and choose and pick that person apart, or pick that, because you're not going to be getting nobody that's going to be 100% anything, right? We all got faults. We all got whatever. That's an echo. Oh, it just started too. Okay, there it goes. Better. But yeah, what I was saying is, me and Bernard talk about this accountability, right? If it do not apply, right, let it fly. If it doesn't apply to you young women, if it didn't apply to some of the men, because like you said, I wasn't even interested in listening to it and none of that, but I was interested when I started to see everybody start to talk about it. I'm like, well, okay, so what is going on? What is this guy doing? So I caught some of his YouTube or some of his Instagram lives, and the women were calling in. They asked for certain things, a high value man, and he was just asking general questions. A lot of our women, some of them for some reason, I don't know what it is. When somebody trying to correct them, it seems like they don't want to be corrected. I mean, even women can't even correct their own women, but they always want men to correct other young men, tell them how to be a real man. But who was telling the women how to be real women then? If you ain't getting it from the man, you didn't get it from your father, you ain't get it from your mother, you don't want to take that advice from another elderly woman that can direct you. So who the hell gonna give it to you then?
Let me
How
say
you going to
something to
get
you right there.
correction
Let me
then?
say something to you. Let me say something right there. I like that. You know what I like what he said there? That makes sense. And just like I said, you ain't got to listen to King BJ. King BJ just, this might be, it's not an opinion, but it's on what side of the coin you like on this one. I'm not giving out an opinion, okay? I just giving you how I think you should handle this situation on this one. So it's kind of like opinion, but it's really more so of like whatever floats your boat. So what you said is true, but I look at it in two different ways here. Men try to rationalize with the issue. And like I said, everybody has emotions and feelings, but can you master these emotions and feelings? As I said, the mind is the most powerful entity on the planet. You know, if you say, man, let's say you sign up to do something, Shaq, right? You sign up to do construction. And you say, damn, it's a hard job, right? If you saying that when you just start, shit, you might well go ahead and pack your bags and quit now if you already defeated yourself. Right? The mind is the most powerful entity on the planet. Everybody got an idea, everybody got thoughts, everybody got feelings, but can you master this stuff? For the most part, most people do not master emotions because they look at the propaganda. I was talking about Bishop earlier about Revelations, the flood of propaganda. That's what I talked about because they are cutting us with reckless propaganda. Now, like these are psyops. You just had Bill Gates just come out today or the other day and just said on video that this thing won't nothing but a flu and it was a flu and that he said that it mostly attacks the elderly and so on, so and so, right? This is what Bill Gates saying now. I told you that. I've been told you that. So you just want to remember the damn scam. Yeah. But what I'm saying is we always find fault. We have self-doubt, lack of confidence. Why is that? And when you I would say to people that listen, if you have self-doubts and self-confidence, you still don't understand. Like, I can't waste time right now talking about, me and Shaq might talk about this on a sidebar for about 5 minutes. We might talk about a basketball game or something like that, like a sidebar. This is some stuff that gotta stay where it's at. Like, don't get it mixed up. Like, you can't, if you're gonna talk to me about Dwayne Wade, right? Talk to me about his basketball career. That's what you're talking about. Don't talk to me about this crap that he's doing now. Because I really we need to educate these people. In a civilized society, they wouldn't even be living. Okay.
Well, let's just go back to the conversation. Then, Bishop, you've been married. How long you been married to your wife, Bishop?
23 years.
Now, did you have standards of things that you just wasn't not going to allow, or not say allow, but deal breakers? Did you have any standards in your court and your wife that were deal breakers that you just
Yeah, I mean, certainly there were. I mean, as a minister, as a preacher, as a pastor, there were certain standards I had as a husband. I'd been a husband before, and I knew what the situation was then. I wasn't going to repeat the same situation now by allowing things to happen. So yes, I do have certain standards. I still have certain standards that I measure myself and my wife and anyone that's in my life.
Right. Well, the reason why I asked the question, because we heard a lot. We heard a lot of see, like I said, me and Bernard, we wouldn't get on the line and talk to women like they talk to have this conversation about women because they can't, as you can see, they can't take it. They can dish it out, but they can't take it when the mirror's been held up. Not saying that it's our job to do it. Maybe he was delegated to be the one to hold the mirror up to him. You know, you had women like Shahrazad Ali that came out with her books back in the early '80s, with the '70s, '80s, Bernard.
Mm-hmm.
Shahrazad Ali, the black woman's, what's it, the black man's guide to, what is it? The black woman's guide to, dang, what is it? The black man's. She did one for the men and the women. The black woman's guide to knowing a woman or
I know
something
what
like
you're talking
that.
about.
Shahrazad Ali, and the women, she was even on Phil Donahue back and the women, and you had other black women from other like Africa, there were people all were disagreeing with her, and she wrote a book about it. It was for black, so-called the black family, because she seen that we was had at a fallen state, right? A lot of that stuff in there is pretty much the same things that Kevin Samuels was talking about, and some other people that's online now talking about. Now they may be a little bit more, they language or a tone maybe a little bit more maybe or different. But maybe they was the ones, Bishop Frank, no, the ones was delegated to be able to withstand all the backlash to get it out, because those some of those conversations need to be had. Us men ain't gonna really get online and have those conversations because we already know what the outcome gonna be.
The
There's
book was
not gonna be
called
any
Shaq.
accountability.
The book was
But you know
called
what?
the
My
book
bad.
was called The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman.
And yeah, and the black woman's got to understand the black man. She wrote both books and multiple other books. I suggest people that listen to this broadcast go check her out, follow her, and go check out some of her readings, some of her literature. You know, um, we like I said before, we ask for solutions. We ask for why I can't do this, why I can't get this, why I'm not. And then when you find somebody that's doing it, that person not gonna be perfect. That person back life might be effed up, but they may be in tune and probably been delegated by the universe to be the ones to be the speaker for that particular situation. Not saying that their life is going to be perfect, because prime example, doctors. We look for doctors and we look for certain medical specialists to give us answers to health issues, right? Some of them, they may be specialized in certain medical information or doctrine, but some of them may be cancer patients themselves, right? We don't question them, but we go for them because they are, in this professional thing that's been set up, this academia been set up. I'm just using it as an example as the person that's giving you the instructions or advice may be the same as you, but they may be bold enough and brave enough to actually hold the mirror up to you so you can see what you're, you know, to get you to the end of the tunnel or get you to that dark. You know what I mean?
But you know what I think? I think I agree now, but I think these sisters would be corrected by the European. They don't have that same smoke with the Europeans. You know what I'm saying? And they got a whole divester movement. You know what I'm saying? Talking about divest. I guess that's supposed to mean, you know what I mean, divest with and go out your race and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And go. I guess what's supposed to be better. So but I agree, man. You can't tell them nothing, and that's the accountability aspect. You see what I'm saying? It's like children,
Right.
man. It's like it's the same like how you can't tell kids anything, man. How they be that word hard-headed, hard-headed,
I
hard-headed.
don't have all the answers, Frank. We're not supposed to. We don't have all the answers in life, right? But as mature adults, I would think that we should be able to sit down as mature men and women and have these conversations amongst ourselves and say, okay, what is it you don't like about me, or what is it something that you want me to do, and vice versa. Because life is a compromise. You're gonna have to compromise. Some people don't want to compromise. They want to be about me, and me. Gimme. Right? Take. But what are you giving? Are you giving anything? Life is a compromise, definitely between human beings, and we are codependent on each other. No matter what the popular discussion is about this independent thing, technically all humans are codependent on all humans.
But
Technically.
let me say this, Chaq, too, that we as a people and black women are part of our group as well. We really are mindful, and we really are guided by white folk and what they think is important. You know, I mean, the black feminists have been guilty of listening to and following the agenda of white feminists. And a lot of their talking points are not are not talking points that should be made outside of our own group. And so I think they're influenced too much by the other group. They're influenced by white feminists. They really are. And so white feminists' agenda, their priorities, they have adapted. The difference is that if you look at statistics, for example, white women have advantages over black women in many areas. In terms of jobs, there are more black folk, though we are numerically much less than white people are, yet black women have a higher rate of abortions than white women. So they're what I'm trying to say here is that our interest does not coincide with the interests of the white feminists or white people, period. Their agendas are different than ours. Their interests are different than ours. And a lot of times their interests and their agendas split us up as a people, meaning that males, black men, and black women are divided largely because of the influences of the white feminists and the white agenda that's going out there in terms of males. And so it brings a conflict into us because we don't share the same history. We don't share the same experiences. We don't share the same outcomes. Our concerns and our interests are diametrically different in many cases than our white counterparts. And yet we're listening to them as if they are the authority over us. And in a way, that goes back to how we got over here and in all those hundreds of years where they were an authority over us. A lot of that has not been shaken by us. Our minds have really been assimilated. We've been brainwashed. We've been bamboozled. We've been flim-flammed so long that we do listen to them. And we do follow their lead. But their lead has never been to lead us out of anything to anything better. That's never been their agenda. They brought us over here to serve them. Other immigrants came over to find freedom, liberty, prosperity, wealth, success. That's not our journey here. We were brought here in chains, forced to come here to make sure that the white man's dream and every other immigrant's dream was realized. And that has not changed even yet. That's why no matter what the Native Americans get, no matter what the Latinos get, no matter how many reparations and benefits that the Asians get, protections, it's because they came here as immigrants. We don't get that same consideration because we were brought here as slaves to make sure their interests are met. We were brought here to make sure they're happy, not to make sure we're happy. That's not why they brought us over here. They didn't bring us over here to be prosperous. They didn't bring us over here to be self-determining. They brought us over here so that the immigrants, whether it be from Europe, whether it be from the South America, whether it be from anywhere in the world, it came here voluntarily looking for something. We were brought here to make sure what they were looking for was given to them. Even now, how the famous people that we have that have a little bit of money, what? They get it because they entertain and make the white majority happy through music, through sports. That's where most of our millionaires and billionaires come from. From entertainment and sports. Once again, making sure the massa is happy, prosperous, and successful.
That was some bars right there. That's true. And that's true. I agree with you on that, man. And that's exactly what it is, man. if they're not going to treat you right, they're not going to teach you right. You see, that goes with that one. You see what I'm saying? Rightfully so. So, like I said last night, man, we're so comfortable in these damn people's, in this damn people's establishment in their what we call, society, man. We're so comfortable, and it's not even funny, man. And that's the thing too. They don't want nothing. They're not trying to help us in any kind of way, But see, that's the thing. That's what we help ourselves. But see, they see we got dysfunction. You see what I'm saying? And they're not trying to help us out, and they're causing the dysfunction. So, I mean, we getting it on both sides, man, for both angles, man. It's sad. You see what I'm saying? But I mean, honestly, they know divide and conquer is the key, and they know that once you turn your women against the men, that's all it takes. You see what I'm saying? And that's gonna cause problems when it comes down to procreation. It's going to cause problems when it comes down to raising kids, marriage. The divorce rate is already as high as it is already anyway. So you got us treating each other the way we do in our group already. That right there is just a double whammy, man. And it's a sad thing, man. But like you said, Bishop, that's real though. We serving them through entertainment, man. And like I be saying, these misleaders and these gatekeepers, man. That they the ones, man. And that goes along with these entertainers too. You see what I'm saying? And with whatever would happen with Kevin Samuels, whatever. But this really shows, how much disdain that these women have for us, man. These hyenas have for us. They want to have it and treat it vicariously through Kevin Samuels, or us, excuse me, vicariously through him. The hatred and that they harbor for us, man. And I'm really not feeling it. It's a sad thing. Because they don't have the same energy when it comes down to European at all, because they know that the European is actually in charge, right? They they know that he's not going to play that. You see what I'm saying? There was a so-called black lady, whatever, wrote a book talking about how to get with a white man and stuff. I'm not even making this up. And she said, what she said? One of the first rules is to lose the attitude when you're with the white man. So they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing, man. It's just they're giving us the attitude on purpose. It's a hidden disdain for us. They don't like us. Not all, but it's just a lot of them don't, man. Let's just keep it real. I'm not even gonna speak on it, but we already know we done had some people tell us that they watch Cynthia G's channel. You see what I'm saying? And it's a weird little thing, so it's just like, you never know who watches it. You never know who co-signs that bullshit, right? You never know who out of these women co-sign the dysfunction and co-sign the actual beef in between us, man. So it's a crazy little situation, man. But these people aren't even just talking about it no more, man. They're actually doing, right? It's actually being done, the division between us, man. So that's even worse, man. So we running around the damn hamster wheel, man, like the damn hamster, man. We ain't going nowhere, man. But no progress at all. You see what I'm saying? We ain't going towards any type of progress.
So we're still looking. We're still looking for them to guide us into the promised land. We're looking to them to guide us into the promised land. The Egyptians never guided the Hebrews into the promised land. They had to guide them. They had to leave their slave situation and take themselves into the promised land. Because the Egyptian wasn't going to do it. Remember, Pharaoh said one time, "I'm going to let you go, but I'm going to keep all your cattle." They didn't renege doing that. I'll let you go, but I'm going to keep all your children so that I will still have a crop of slaves after you all leave. And he reneged on that. See, we have been reneged on time and time again. And these 500 nearly. We've been in this country nearly half of a millennium. And what have we gotten from it? Nothing. Because we weren't brought here to get anything. You were not brought here for you to become prosperous. My folk were not brought here so that we would be successful. My folk weren't brought here so we could be wealthy, politically astute, gain political power. That's not what we were brought here for. We were brought here so that they would have the opportunities to advance, because they came here for that. We were brought here. We didn't come here. So that's why that system works. it still works for them. It still works for
Yeah.
them.
And to add to
Having
that,
us
Bishop,
be
what
the
you said.
ones who labor while they benefit. If you
Yeah.
think
And
that
to add to that, Bishop.
if you think that a sportsman makes millions, what do you think the owner makes?
Ooh.
Man.
How can I afford to give you 40 million, and I give Frank 40 million, and I give BJ 40 million, and I give this one 40? Well, I must be the one who got the money. So you got your 40 million, I got 440 billion. So I'm still making out on you because you're the one on the field getting your neck broke, getting your leg broke, while I'm sitting in the booth cheering you on, while my accountant's saying ching ching, ching ching, ching ching.
Yeah.
Then you see
Now,
what Felicia.
Still
to
in the
add to that,
same
Bishop.
position now that we were in when we got off that first boat. Back there in the 1500s and the 1600s, we're still in the same position. Coming here to make others prosperous, happy, and wealthy.
Well,
Well,
I
look.
would say this too.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you go. You been out for a minute. Go on. What you got?
Oh no, I want you to go ahead and finish so I can wrap up.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna ask what Bishop was saying. Like the opportunity to make money and so-called gain wealth. It depreciated the value of life, right? A lot of people pray to the spirit Janae Monet. That's the money god. When the opportunity to obtain money and a lot of wealth, it depreciated the love and the respect for us as human beings. This is just as me saying this. It's not nobody else. This is me, Shaq, saying this. I'm looking at things in the totality of it. And I think whoever came up with that concept, this capitalism, this get money, get the bag concept, it depreciates humans as a human being. It takes that off. We're none and void to each other. Whatever we can do to make the money or get the money or look like we got it, we're willing to do it. I think we need to go and this classism. If we can get rid of some of that smoke, I think we can start to get back to actually loving each other, being actually lovable, not just loving, being lovable. Can you be lovable to the next person? Is there any more honesty anymore? Respect, courage, loyalty, camaraderie, unity. These are words that we need to be saying every day. Just as these demon spirits speak their words and they spells all into the ethers and universe, we need to do the same thing. Speak good wealth, good health, good life, a good family, leadership, honor, respect. We need to speak these things and put it back in there because we are spiritual beings. And I think women, females are definitely highly higher spiritual beings than some males per se. That's why they're receivers by nature. So they can receive a lot of strong spirits and portray those spirits. Those spirits can portray up in them. We got to get back to the God nature state. That's just me talking.
Yeah, Felicia was spitting some fire. What'd she say? Shonda Rhimes can create Olivia Pope as a mistress. Monsters Ball can pimp out Holly Berry. Lizzo can scooch around at the Lakers game. And we mad at Kevin Samuels, the hypocrisy. Exactly. And that's the thing. That's accountability on these women, man. And and that's a good point, Felicia, man. It's hypocrisy. And see, that's they don't want to hold other women accountable. That's just all that is. So it's easier just to throw everything on us. You see what I'm saying? That's why other women can't critique them either. You see what I'm saying? It's crazy, man. It's just like a kid-child dynamic. You see what I'm saying? It's just like stuff that you have to raise your children on and what to do and what not to do while they're growing up, and certain ways that act and treat each other, man. That's how I look at it, man. It's just like 30 something, 40 something, if you don't know this by now, man, then it's like, wow, you see what I'm saying? Like how much have you developed as a person? You see what I'm saying? And that's why it's socially awkward too with this, with this, what's the name? Social non-socialization that we have going on with us too. You see what I'm saying? But I agree, man. They don't say nothing about these women and these city girls and all these groups and stuff like that exploiting their own they're exploiting women and exploiting their own. But it's funny, they have all the smoke for Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels was, I wasn't no fan of him like that or super fan of him, but he wasn't exploiting no women like that. It's weird. It's just a weird little dynamic. You see what I'm saying? And they used to complain about us, exploiting women and gangster rap and stuff like that or whatever back in the day, but they're doing it now. So they're not, you don't hear a peep from now when they see that there's other women doing it. You see what I'm saying? But and Pioneer said something too, man. It's just like they only push this divester thing, and he's so right. They only push that divester thing on us, on our women, right? They don't push it on any other kind of woman because they know, for one, that them and their men are a unit. Period. Their men and them and their kids are a unit. Period. They come as a package deal, right? And they know that there's stronger ties and there's stronger bonds with them and their women than us and ours, man. So it's all strategic at the end of the day, man. And it's crazy, man. But I mean, you got city girls and you got all these women and rapping, talking about get his money and be a hoe and this and that and have sex with whoever and this and that. Just like with this abortion thing, none of these women are pushing no safe sex. None of these groups or anything are they're pushing sex. You see what I'm saying? They're pushing get him for his money, but they're not. None of them are pushing safe sex. None of them are pushing contraception. It's just crazy, man. It's a crazy dynamic, though, man. Right?
Yeah, well,
let me put this in the ether, Bernard, before you go, because I got to put it in the ether. We got the voice. We're supposed to say, "Hey, power's in the tongue." So I'm gonna say, women, we love y'all. We respect, honor. We want to be able to protect y'all. We in the war, man. We in the war right now. Just y'all got to be patient, man, and hold the fort down. And
oh shoot!
you know what I mean?
Hold on.
All hands on deck.
Hold on. Got a surprise guest. Hold on. I'll be on about 10 more minutes. Hold on. Hey, what's up, man?
Big Gavin.
Hey, Gavin. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, how you doing?
Hey, Gavin.
You know what?
Good
You
evening.
know what,
What's
Gavin?
going on, man?
I just was about to close
Peace,
out,
peace.
but I'm gonna be on about 10 more minutes now that you just joined in.
Well, what's happening, family? I won't be, well, don't worry, Bernard, I won't be too long, but I appreciate you holding that on account of me. What's going on, brothers? How y'all doing? Bishop, Chaq,
Doing well. How you doing, Gavin?
Bernard?
Oh, peace, brother.
What up?
I take it, I saw a little bit, but y'all still talking about Roe v. Wade?
Mm-hmm. No. Well, no, but go ahead and explain it though while you're at it though, since you brought it up. Go ahead.
Well,
Everybody gets a piece.
Sure. Well, my opposition to it, and Bishop Scott, you and I talked about it on Tuesday when I had you on my channel, is very simple. Is how is this benefiting the Black community? How is it benefiting even society? There's no other speaker that I know of that kills their own that maybe baby sharks that get eaten by their mothers, but we're not sharks. We're not wild animals. We have a conscience, we have understanding, and on top of that, the real reason why it was created, if you go in history, you look up the article, and I shared it with everybody. This Norma McCorvey, who was Jane Roe, had lied and said that she was sexually assaulted by or gang raped by black men. So it was based on a lie from the beginning. But the real reason why it was created was to control the population. That's what it ultimately comes down to. Bishop, you even mentioned this. We should have had by now 80 to 100 million of black Americans living in this country. We're only about 40 million now, which is 13% of 350 in the population. We also make 38% of the abortion in a country. But this is this is not a black people. We are so tired. I've seen some black people escaping for this. On the guy of CD Hip Hop was doing video on him on live. You know, people, it's we got to get rid of these democratic shields, these shields that keep us, their agendas. You know, I was arguing with someone yesterday over the death of Kevin Samuels, and I was talking about, you know, the fact that people that were applauding his death were disgusting. If you didn't like the man, if you didn't agree with what he said, that's fine. But to applaud his death, I found was appalling. And this was somebody's son. This was somebody's father, brother. I didn't even cheer death when Rush Limbaugh died. Not, but that doesn't mean I shed a tear for him. Hell no, I did not. Rush Limbaugh was an avowed racist, but and you know this, Bishop. I don't cheer like I'm sure you don't cheer when somebody dies.
No, no,
How
no, I
you?
don't.
So I actually ended up, you know, this person who I had known for a long time, I actually ended up unfriending her because then she started to go personal with me, and I went back with her. But y'all
Yeah, I
can
saw
see it.
that.
Yeah, that wench. Yeah, she's talked about how I see why you lose your court cases. I said, well, you've lost elections and couldn't sell homes either. So because she's a member of the local chair of the Democratic Party out here. I say, well, you don't win all your elections either, so don't come over here talking about my court cases. I won I've won plenty of court cases as more. I won more than I've lost. So
It's interesting how she's a Democrat, right? She's part of them, and she's talking bad about Kevin Samuels like that. You know, it's just it continues. The more propaganda, that comes and regulates it and and goes into these people's minds, man. The more this is just the more it lashes out, the more it shows, man. And you see what I'm saying? Like you said, you're right, man. He's dead. I mean, let he rest in peace. You see what I'm saying? He has a
right.
family. See, but the thing is,
I just
those same
found out he
people,
has a daughter, Frank. He's got
right,
a
right, and
daughter.
see,
So she's gonna grow up. I don't know how old she is, but she's not gonna get a chance to walk down the aisle, have her father walking her down. So that's something terrible.
Well, his mother too, Gavin. His mother was living too. You
Yeah,
know,
right. His
so
mom live and
man.
found social
And look
media.
how she learned about it. She learned
Right.
about it on the news.
No,
His
she
mother
learned
didn't even
about
know
it
he
on
died.
media.
She learned about it on the news.
She learned about it
Sad,
on
tragic, tragic.
right, just like Kobe Bryant's family.
Yeah, it's tragic. I mean, come on. I mean, the police knew about it. Nobody called her and said your son has passed, or you learned it like we learned it on the news, on TV or the radio or whatever. That's a sad thing when your mother. I'm a father. Many of us are fathers here, and I would feel devastated to look at the news and see my daughter's face there
Right.
saying she just passed. I
Right.
mean, I would, my God, I mean, I would say, I mean, come on.
And Bishop,
Yeah.
this when you talk, I see a lot of people that were applauding his death because they say, "Oh, he talked down about black women. He was talking about black women." There are videos of him also talking about beta males and black men. So, if you're saying he's a misogynist, is he also sexist to men?
Well, that's
Yeah.
the point I had, Gavin. I said that he talked about men, right? So we didn't have. I mean, look,
And this is somebody
only
in a
only
follow.
thing we would have did. Hold
I,
on,
I'm
go ahead.
sorry.
Now, let me
I,
bring this up.
go
Only
ahead.
thing we would have did was we would have said, okay, fine. We would have just tuned him out. We would have just said, hey, we don't need to listen to you. That's it. You're
Right.
going away. Some
And
of them, some simps would get mad. I take that back. But for the most part, reasonable men are not going to do that.
right. And I didn't agree with everything the man said. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't a follower of his necessarily, but there was some stuff he said I did agree with. You know, he actually, I know people who knew, I have a friend who knows him, Bishop, who knew him, Dennis Sperling, who's another attorney out of Houston, and he actually got a chance to know Kevin Samuels. He invited him up to New York with him and a bunch of other YouTubers that they could get together and telling them, spitting game on how they can make more money from YouTube, how they can grow their channels and platforms. He wanted to create an empire, and see these brothers succeed. What they needed to do, how they changed their appearance and stuff. He was trying to spin them on game, just like, and he was trying to encourage people, encourage them how to be better. Much like how Bill Cosby was trying to do with his people, but you had people who couldn't take constructive criticism. Monique did the same thing when she was talking about the women who go out and taking their kids to the school bus or go and pick them up and they're wearing bonnets and pajamas. Like, you think that's appropriate to go out there like you just woke up in the morning to go pick your kid up from school? Image means something. Image commands something. So that's what, yeah. So, I mean, if you're mad at that, is it that the fact that you hated what the is it that you hated what the man said, or was he telling the truth? The truth hurts sometimes. So.
That's right.
That's
Well,
a good point.
look, Gavin. I'm glad you did come in for a couple of minutes. That actually did. I was just ready to close out, but he did come in. I said I can't. Well, I saw the private chat up there. Otherwise, I would just close out. But please shout out your channel information.
Well, I saw you had sent a link to me, brother, but I was out and about, and back home. I'm working on finishing this book on Cosby. I was putting the final edits
Gotcha.
out, but you can go on Facebook and go to at COMWEALTH Cause at Commonwealth Cause. That's where you can get the information on the book and when it will be released. But in the meantime, my YouTube channel is GBoo2786. We'll be going live tomorrow, a special Mother's Day edition. I guess I'll try and do it early because I got to spend time with my moms, and I hope all of your mothers, if they're still around, or not even your mothers, the mother figure in your life, your aunts, your godmothers, or even your grandmothers, if they're still alive, God bless them, and that they have a blessed day. So, thank you.
Well, just take your time, brother, and I just want you to just have a good day and keep on pushing. Thanks for the good work, brother.
Thank y'all.
All y'all.
Salute.
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 Man.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for coming on.
All right, y'all. Peace,
Gotcha.
peace.
All right.
Looking out, BJ. Peace.
Peace.